We want to be careful that the filing not fall apart at the finish line, but that's exactly what happens when the final review starts too late. In this series of videos, we covered how to build credibility before the meeting, how to own the filing timetable, and how to stop losing time in auditor follow-up loops. This final video is about the last mile. As any distance runner will tell you, the last mile is the toughest mile, the part where all of the work either pays off calmly or collapses under last-minute pressure. By the time leadership is reviewing disclosures, sign-offs, and last-minute changes, every open item feels urgent. And no matter how much effort you put into it, some final steps are just out of your control. Rep letter signatures, Edgarized documents, required exhibits for the filing package. If the final review is your most stressful week, perhaps we can help you manage that stress to a few levels lower. I'm Kenneth Brimmer, Brimmer Company, Fractional Accounting and CFO Services. I work with small public companies targeting an IPO and their finance teams. Anywhere the reporting compliance burden has outgrown the bandwidth. With more than 40 years of finance work as a preparer, a presenter, a board member, and an audit committee chairman, I've sat on both sides of the table, and the pattern is typically this. The team works hard to get the numbers ready, and usually they do. Trial balance is balanced, footnotes have been addressed, and from your standpoint, from the 30,000-foot level, the trees look fine, and you're hoping now is the time to take a stroll through the forest and gather some flowers. Doesn't always work that way, because even the final review can become stressful. Approvals may not be organized. Disclosure comments are still open. Legal is not finished redlining, and leadership is seeing things for the first time that should have been resolved a week earlier. Big mistake. See videos 1, 2, and 3. Here's what the finish line looks like when the process has not been controlled. If it's 2 days before the filing deadline, the financial statements are essentially done, but the MD&A has not been through full legal review. The CEO has comments on risk factors, none of which have been discussed with legal, and the audit committee chair has a question about a disclosure that was circulated last week, but he never formally responded to it. Now everyone is in the room at once. Legal is redlining language the CEO wants to change. The CEO is asking questions the controller has to answer. The auditor is waiting on final number that has not yet been confirmed, and the quality review partner has not been formally notified that the file is ready for final sign-off. The HTML tagging cannot start until all of this is resolved. Now, we're back in that uncomfortable reaction mode, and your stress level is a 10. Got stressful not because the filing was complicated, but because the final review was treated as a step that comes after everything else is done. It is not. It is a parallel process that has to start early. Here's the reframe. Final review is not a final step. It's a parallel process. A sign-off sequence, legal, CEO, audit committee, auditor, quality review partner, has to be mapped and started early enough so that each party has adequate time, not 2 days, adequate time. 3 steps can make the finish a lot calmer. 1, map the sign-off sequence before the final review begins. Who needs to approve what and in what order? Legal before CEO, the CEO before the audit committee before the auditor finalizes and delivers their opinion, the auditor before the quality review process, quality review partner before the HTML tagging before the filing. Every step has a dependency. Map it before the final week, not during it. Get early review from every party that has a role. Legal, the CEO, the audit committee, the chair, the auditor should all be seeing near final language before the final week, not for the first time in the final week. An imperfect early draft that catches direction problems is worth far more than a perfect late draft that creates a 2-day rewrite. The wrong turn found on day 5 is a course correction. The same wrong turn on 3 days before filing is a crisis. 3, track every open sign-off item like an accounting deliverable. Every open sign-off needs an owner, a due date, current status, and a next step, not an email thread. A system, the same discipline you apply to the PBC list and the timetable in videos 2 and 3 applies here. If sign-off questions live in inboxes, they will get found at the worst possible moment by the person with the least time to deal with them. This is the 4th and final video in the series. We have now covered how to build credibility before the meeting, how to own the timetable, how to stop losing time in auditor follow-up loops. steps. And now, how to make the finish line the calm instead of a scramble. The teams that file with confidence are not operating in a different universe. They are just running a more disciplined process. The sign-off sequence is mapped before the final week. Every party has adequate time to review, not 2 days. Every open sign-off item has an owner and a deadline. And the final review is a review, not a rewrite, not a scramble. We've put together a tool to help. It's called the Final Sign-Off Checklist. Use it to organize open reviews, unresolved comments, leadership approvals, and final sign-offs before the filing reaches the finish line. Request your copy today. And if you think it's time for a fresh set of eyes on your process, whether you're a small public company completing a private round or navigating a SPAC transaction, or have simply outgrown the bandwidth of your team, schedule a strategy call at brimmercompany.com and let's find out if I'm the right person to help. As my favorite general once said, a pint of sweat saves a gallon of blood. Let us try and bring that pint of sweat to your team. I'm Kenneth Brimmer. Let's talk. Thank you.